our Industry Excellence Awards Luncheon. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out today. I know it's not easy, it's raining, we've got stuff going on at the office, but we're here and we're committed to celebrating ourselves, celebrating each other, so thank you. Round of applause for yourselves. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Neda Nehorai, and I am your 2019 chapter president. I'm really excited and honored to be working with everyone in this room and all of our members to not only continue to grow and support this chapter, but our industry as a whole. Before we go anywhere, I want to first thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we could not be here today, and we could not do what we do at every single event. On your tables, you'll see a little sign that lists all of our sponsors, so if you're sitting next to a sponsor at your table, or you see one today, please make sure to say thank you, and a round of applause to our sponsors. January's luncheons are among my favorite. It's right after the new year. We've all had an opportunity to think about what happened last year, what our goals are for the upcoming year. Did anybody do your own personal or professional New Year's resolutions? I know I did. Only 3? Yes. So, this organization is unlike, or is just like everybody else. We set our goals for the upcoming year, and this is a good opportunity to talk about them. Yes, we have local goals for our chapter, but we have bigger goals this year. We have global initiatives. As the Los Angeles chapter, we are privileged to have all of these wonderful resources at our fingertips. All of these amazing and talented individuals as our members. Look around you. Although we are recognizing our standout leaders today, every single person in this room is a leader. Whether you are a board member volunteer, whether you are a community manager, or you're representing your company as a business partner, you definitely are a leader. So, with that leadership, we want to change the narrative of our industry. That's one of our global initiatives. It's called Changing the Narrative. What does that mean? We, unfortunately, as an industry with such talented individuals, are working an uphill battle. We have media coverage. You turn on the news and you see the big bad HOA who has maybe discriminated against one of its homeowners. Or you see on the news that an association was heavy-handed with violations. This is what we're up against. When have you turned on the news and actually seen, oh, look at what a wonderful job the HOA has done. It's brought communities together. I think the only time I actually saw that happen was when Joan and our outreach committee were on the news for our Spark of Love toy drive. So we are initiating some positive conversation, but we've got to keep it going. One of the ways that we've done that is by initiating a 365 Community Connections campaign. Have any of you seen that logo, the 365 Community Connections campaign on our social media sites? Good, it's working. Okay, good. So, what does that mean? We want to start a movement. We want to take charge. We want to tell our stories. We want our voices to shape the narrative about what our industry is about. Because it is absolutely frustrating to put our blood, sweat, and tears into the job that we do every day, only to have disgruntled residents tell a different story. So, every day for 2019, each of our members, we want you to share your stories. How has a homeowners association impacted your life for the better? How have you as a board member shaped your community and improved or enhanced the lives of your residents? Perhaps your community, your individual community, works with neighboring communities or city officials to make change, not just in your own isolated community, but around you and the community outside of yourselves. Doesn't have to be a conventional story, but each of you has an amazing story to tell, and we want your stories. As you share those stories, please submit them to Joan or Andrea at the office. I think we have some business partners who also did hand out some notebooks or some Post-its, so don't leave today without handing your stories in. Write them down. You will be featured on the CAI GLAC website with your story. And collectively, with 365 stories every day of the year, we're going to start getting our message and taking back our industry. But, as with any movement, it can't just be isolated to CAI GLAC. We are working on improving our brand, not just as CAI GLAC, but our industry brand. If we tell our stories, and you each tell your stories, together we start shaping the way. And we want people across the nation, people across the world, to follow our lead. So, when you see CAI's story, share it, like it, pass it along. That's how movements work. You can also create your own stories. You all have your own social media pages. As businesses, you all have access to your business pages. And I get 365 may be a lot for each of you individually, but maybe you do your own 12 campaign, one a month that goes up on your own individual websites, or maybe 52, one a week. We want to continue to bounce this back and forth because when you as a company rebrand and improve your stories and our narrative, so do we as an industry, okay? So, everybody here commit to sharing your story, please. And that takes me to our social media moment. I want to give our social media moment a little bit more meaning this year. I know my predecessor, Greg Borzilleri, would always ask everybody to take a picture and to post it on your own social media sites with that hashtag, CAIGLAC. Today, I'm going to really ask you guys to do that. As we're talking about branding and industry awareness, this is exactly what we're talking about. When you post this on your page, you have a few curious friends say, gee, what does that mean? Who is this industry? Even if each of you have 5 curious friends who have no knowledge of our industry or what we do, and they're intrigued and jump on our site and read our stories, when we have over 200 people in this room, that's 1,000 people that collectively we've touched. Now that's an indirect way to help our branding. So pull out your cell phones, everybody. Get them out. Take a selfie if you don't like, you have a bad hair day during the rain, take a picture of your table, take a picture of the stage, take a picture of that. Okay? Let's get them out.
Smile, Dribbles. Dribbles.
And let's start telling people who we are. All right, I love it. We are now putting a face to who we are. Your friends, who may be among you, have no idea, but they may be thinking, oh, those big bad HOAs. But as soon as they see their own friend, wow, this person works in that industry, that big bad industry, well, maybe they're not all terrible.
Where am I posting?
We're starting to take control of that narrative.
Are you on
So, before we jump into our amazing program and our awards today, we also want to recognize the leaders of this chapter, past and present. Believe it or not, this organization is only successful and can only do what we do based on volunteerism and leadership. We don't go anywhere. We can't accomplish anything without each and every person in this room and all of our members. If you have never served on a committee before, please consider. We have so many that are really interesting. Get in touch with the office, and I promise you, you'll find one that you'll definitely love. But for now, we're going to take a moment and really thank the people who have shaped our industry and got us to where we are today. Can our current